Thank you. I hope to have some pretty simple questions for y'all. Do y'all agree that if this agreement goes into effect, that money will ultimately find its way to Hezbollah? Yes or no?
Yes.
Pretty much all agree that that'll happen. So how much of that money is acceptable? 1 million, 5 million? How much? Would anybody give us a value?
Well, of course, I'd say none.
Ambassador? You'd say none as well? Okay. Doctor? Okay, good. So, Ambassador Burns, you said that you wished Obama's war of words with Israel would stop and that they would make up, to use your words. In your estimation, which is worse, Obama's war of words with Israel or Iran's hateful rhetoric toward the United States and Israel?
Obviously, what the Iranians have done in threatening Israel is the problem here. President Obama is not the problem. And the difficulties between President Obama and Prime Minister Netanyahu are two-sided, and they're both responsible.
No, I just want to get you on record as saying the Iranians' rhetoric, spewing of hate, needs to stop. So there's been talk about if the veto is sustained, what would happen. Would you all agree with me that if the President said in his remarks this morning that we negotiated from a position of strength and power, something to that effect, but would you all agree with me that had we gone in there with these 7 tenets, number 1, release our hostages, number 2, halt all enrichment, 6 tenets, and do away with the centrifuges, number 3, give the IAEA unfettered 24/7 access, anytime, 24/7, 365. Number 4, stop exporting terrorism. Make sure the Hezbollah doesn't get any of that money. Number 5, stop the rhetoric toward Israel and the United States. And number 6, prove their sincerity of wanting to rejoin the world community by exhibiting this behavior for 1 or 2 years or more. Would that have been a position of strength for us to negotiate from, Senator?
Well, sure. I mean, I think, and again, I wasn't there, and it's too easy to say this from this perspective, but it felt to me, look, we're a great power, militarily, economically, culturally, every way.
Well, let me move on to General Hayden. Pardon the interruption, General. Okay. Would that have been a position of strength?
It would have been a position of strength, but the premise of our negotiation was to narrowly focus on the nuclear question.
Okay. Ambassador, position of strength, if we required those 6 items.
I'm confident that President Bush and President Obama started there, but that's not how negotiations work.
John Kerry told me himself, I asked him about the hostage release. They were not going to make that a part and parcel of this agreement.
I was talking about something different.
Okay, I'm talking about all 6 of these.
In our conversations with the Iranians, all those issues are important, but you can't just insist on what you want.
Well,
negotiation.
Forgive me, Ambassador, but I think they came to us wanting relief. We didn't go to them wanting relief. Doctor, would that have been a position of strength?
General Hayden suggested that the premise of these negotiations were to resolve the nuclear issue. I do think that both President Bush and President Obama share those concerns regarding Iranian sponsorship of terrorism, regarding detaining of the American hostages, regarding other activities. I do think that that is a shared bipartisan concern, and I think that President Obama, as with President Bush, actually find Iranian treatment of our citizens and sponsorship.
But I would argue that they're all important. We've all heard the old saying, talk is cheap. Apparently, it's really not, because the Iranians are getting hundreds of billions of dollars because of their talk. We want action. We want them to demonstrate their willingness. So here's my question: if we do override the President's veto, can we come back then and negotiate from a position of strength?
I would say that I think, as General Hayden and I think Ambassador Burns suggested, going back is going to be tough. I'm not suggesting it shouldn't happen under some extraordinary circumstances. Deficient agreements should be renegotiating, but I don't think we should minimize the impact. I think it can be done, but I don't think we should discount the difficulty of it, of actually achieving that.
Well, I agree with my colleague, Grace Ming, that we need to provide Israel with a bunker buster bomb, because that may be the one threat that Iran relates to, and it may also put us to pressure to help. I'm out of time. I yield back.
Thank you, Congressman Weber. We now proceed to Congressman Scott.